sometimes when it comes to making a video for any video, it's just best to post it because you can keep working and working on it and never going to be perfect.
If you have the wrong intentions for creating content, then you're probably not going to get anywhere.
If you're humble and you're doing it and you're passionate about it, like you said, then that's the best way to go because the money going to come later.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Creators Uncut. Super excited again for another episode. Our guest today is Terry Lee from the YouTube channel TheTalentedGamerHD. Terry, thanks for being on the show.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always great to meet new people, and you're one of the few gaming channels that we've had on the show. So for our viewers who may not know who you are or what your channel is about, why don't you go ahead and tell us kind of what you do and what your channel is.
All right. Hey, you guys, this is the Talented Gamer HD. To tell you about my channel, I am a creative content creator that do like video trailers, and I started off trying to I make like gaming videos of Spider-Man, Marvel's Wolverine, PS5, and mostly Spider-Man, and do little vlogs here and there and live stream. And recently I just did a film about my life. So yeah, that's kind of just a little quick thing about what my YouTube channel is and everything that I do.
Gotcha. So mostly like Spider-Man type content?
Videos. Yep. Marvel, just Marvel. Yep.
Gotcha. How did you get into specifically Spider-Man and Marvel?
So what got me into Spider-Man, back in 2016, they had revealed an E3 trailer for Marvel Spider-Man that was coming to the PlayStation, and it got me so hyped to the point I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to kind of based off my YouTube channel off of. So I was watching all the interviews from Insomniac with Brian Intihar and Bill Roseman, and then I started cutting trailers off my tablet with using their game and stuff just because how hype I was. So yeah, and then from there, that's how I am where I am now.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So is that also how you started your YouTube channel? Was that Spider-Man game launch, or did you start your channel before that?
So I started in January 12th of 2016. So about the same year that they showed Spider-Man, announced Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man on PlayStation 4.
Gotcha. So that's 10 years. That's a long time.
Yes.
That's awesome. And you recently got a play button. Is that right?
Yes.
That's awesome. How do you feel about that?
It felt unreal. Like I didn't think I was going to be able to make it this far. I actually wrote down like my manifestations last year of what I wanted to hit, and 100K was one of them. So when I got that play button, it felt so unreal, and kind of like how the hard work really paid off. Because like you said, I've been doing this over like 10 years. So I was so thankful for that accomplishment.
That's awesome. Yeah, I bet that's super satisfying to actually get like a physical, I don't know, visualization of the hard work that you've put in. So that's awesome. So over 10 years, I don't know how many videos you've actually made, but is there a video that kind of stands out to you that's either like your best or maybe your favorite video that you've kind of worked on?
Yeah, it's two of them actually. But I want to say the first one was with the me and Insomniac Games. It was a Make-A-Wish thing I did when I was 18 years old. I went out to California and I got a chance to meet Insomniac Games and some people from Marvel Games, and I made that into like a whole video of like what did I see type of thing, and it was an awesome experience.
Yeah. So is that just something that you kind of decided you wanted to do on your own, or was it kind of like a sponsored thing, or how did that video kind of come to be?
Back in when I was 2018, I was 17, and then I turned 18 that same year. I had asked I wanted to at first when they came up to me and stuff. I wanted to actually meet Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, but then somebody, one of the coordinators said that it could take a couple years for me to meet him, so I could have been like this age now and met him like either 23, 24, 25. So
Mhm.
I just said, you know what, that's okay. Then it gave me time to think. I'm like, you know what, I want to do this. I want to meet these guys instead. I want to meet the team of Marvel Spider-Man. It made more sense because of the YouTube videos I made. So yeah, I just said, you know what, let me just meet Insomniac Games, and that was one of the best choices I made to do that. And all of it kind of correlated and came together.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And you said that there was kind of two videos that were like your favorite. What was the other one?
The one we recently did, Terry's Tale. Well, me and my friends made a film about my life, kind of what I go through, and it was Spider-Man inspired. But that was one of the coolest things that I think was that really stuck out because I was able to write a story about my life and had help from my friends that created and produced it. And it's like one of
Mm,
their most top videos that or films they ever made that had got the most views. So I was just thankful for that, and it really helped me kind of get where kind of a story where they can people can understand my life, and I wanted to inspire others too, who deals with like the stuff I have to go through on a daily basis.
yeah, that's awesome. I'll have to check that out. So is it like a narrative or like more like an autobiography, like or a documentary, kind of like realistic events, or is it like more fictional, I guess?
I want to say like a narrative type thing. So it's more of like what I have to do on the like actual on the daily. Like we wrote a script of it, but like parts from I want to say like at the end it's fictional, it's not real, but it's kind of
Mm,
like based off a true story, based off of like a fictional character type of thing. But everything that I went through in that video, outside of what happens at the end, all that stuff is like real and just the kind of thing I have to go through on a daily with dealing with some people you may know who is actually like starting to get to know me and everything. I have Crohn's disease, so I was trying to kind of make it more
mm.
of like a health thing to kind of inspire people who want to do YouTube or just kind of understand like the life lessons that I have to go through in life every day that it's not easy to deal with.
Gotcha. That is awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. And for our viewers who want to learn more about Terry Lee, I would recommend checking out that video. What was it called again?
Terry's Tale, short film.
Terry's Tale.
Yep.
Nice. That's a good title too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you've done YouTube for over a decade now, lots of videos. I'm sure your process of creating videos has probably changed over time. But something that I want to ask, and it's kind of different for every YouTuber, but how do you know when a video is done? So I'm a video editor myself, and I could spend a long, long time on videos, tweaking things here and there, making sure that it's perfect. But at some point, you got to say the video is done. So for you, Terry, when do you like feel a video is complete?
Hmm. It's a good question. I say it like this, and it's different for every video, like you said, but as I, started like really got into editing, sometimes like if I make a trailer for something or a restyle for something, sometimes it could take more than 2 weeks. Or now I'm starting to get a little bit faster with editing, but I know how I am as when it comes to like making videos just because I am the type to be a perfectionist. So like
Yeah.
one of the recent videos I did was when I did like for example when I did Terry's Tale, we filmed that in December, and I think we did one reshoot in I want to say early March or around January ish, but around those 3 months. But that took us 3 months to edit like together, like tweaks and everything. And you
Mhm.
can only and that was the main video I was really working on outside of nothing else when it came to me doing a YouTube video. That was the main video I was working on those 3 months. So it was kind of hard to kind of do something different while working on that video. So like if I see it every time, like keep editing, fixing it and stuff, it came to a point like I felt that it was done at first, but I'm glad I didn't like produce it the way it was because it was a lot of tweaks that I
Mhm.
had to do. I had help with doing it, and it came to a point where it was like we just decided like we gotta just post this at this point now because we could keep doing most and more and more and more tweaks. And I think the version that is out is the best one we did because yeah, like I said, it was a lot for me too, as well as like when I'm making a trailer or something. I try to go to the source of what I'm recreating so I can kind of get inspired of what I'm doing to kind of make it as similar as possible to the original. So, like, if I'm doing
Mhm.
something now, I'm recreating a video game trailer or a scene, I'll try to make it as accurate as possible. I rewatch scenes, rewatch the, play the game or anything like that, and just kind of see if this match up with the scene or not, and then just edit it all together the best that I can. And it has been videos like recently, like I did a edit for Spider-Man Brand New Day where I wanted to have that 2000 early feel with Vindicated from the Spider-Man Raimi film. So I did that, and then recently I went back to that edit and got help on it again for one of my mentors, and it the way it looked before and now. I'm like, I like the now version because I'm learning like risers, using risers and stuff, whooshes and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like that's something my craft I want to do is just keep getting better and better. And sometimes when it comes to making a video for any video, it's just best to post it because you can keep working and working on it and never going to be perfect. So sometimes it's just best to just post it and it'd be like one of your greatest work from people that actually enjoyed the video. Be like, oh, I like this, and you as the editor or storyteller or creator, you're the only one who can notice a mistake if there is one, or
Mhm.
you overthink about it. So that's something like I always go through all the time when I'm making a video.
Yeah. Yeah, that is such good advice. Um, if our viewers take anything from this video, it's what you just said right there. Because sometimes you just gotta post it, like you said. Over time, your skills get better, and I think you get more efficient and better. So maybe when you first start, like your videos aren't as good, obviously, and then as you grow your skills, you get better and you can post more often, a better quality. And so, yeah, I can't say it any better than you did. But I completely agree. Sometimes you just gotta post it and people will enjoy it. And as editors, you notice things that most people won't notice. uh,
Exactly.
so speaking of, you mentioned you do some trailers and you kind of recreate the original. I'm curious, doing like Disney or like Marvel type content, do you run into issues with Disney, like with copyright or anything like that? Or because it's a video game, you're okay?
It's a little bit of both. I feel like I'm okay. I'm gonna tell you a story. So like
Okay.
when I went on my trip, I was in high school at the time, and I needed credits. Like you know how you gotta get those community credits and all that stuff to do.
Mhm. Yeah.
When I went up there, I asked one of the developers, like, "Can I get credits for doing these videos since I'm not making money off of it?" They said yes, and they put all the information they needed down to fill out my paperwork, and I was able to get credits over amount of credits because I was doing it for so long. Where my YouTube
Mm.
counted as community service stuff. So
Mm.
I think I really believe that I'm okay. I know it's like these copyright laws where you can't make money from the videos create, but I just do it just because I want to work on my craft, and I'm not really hiding nothing just because I want to work for them, and they already know that. So it's just sometimes you really do got to take a risk. And I know over the years now, like copyright is changing and keep changing.
Mhm.
So it's like a downside. It's like it's good and bad at the same time. If you want to do it just to make money, then whatever. But at the same time, like it helped me like get open doors or just kind of see what people could see my skills and stuff. And I remember one time where I asked them if it's okay for me to do these, and they was already cool with it because I already do it now. So it's like it's not nothing new. And
Yeah.
as I'm learning and keep learning, it's ways, like I said, when you make something, it's ways around it because you don't know who's watching and you don't know who's like really keeping a tab on you or anything like that. Just because like they might be like, "Oh, I like this," or never realized, you can do this with this. You know what I'm saying? So like, it really opens a lot of doors. Or just like I said, you never know who's watching you. And it's on that point, it's something I want to say as far as like, like if I remember like sometimes like if I do an edit and I really am proud of it, I would tag Insomniac Games, and they, one of the most memorable ones that I did was when I did like a Raimi kind of edit where I had put the music from the Raimi movies, and I had Aunt May talk to Peter while he was lifting this big old rock, and Insomniac actually liked it and commented under it. So like it
Oh,
just
that's awesome.
really just depends. And then I know recently I had saw something, and wasn't my edit, but somebody did a Ryan Coogler edit with Sinners, and the director saw it. Ryan Coogler actually saw it and liked the edit. So it's like
Mm.
I really think like doing like using other footage just to create something and get better at it, I think is just really okay. And I guess it just depends on what you're making, and everybody's different on walls and all that stuff. But I just know the law, you can't really make money off of that stuff. But sometimes like you can get hired too, like for doing stuff like that. So it just all depends, I guess, really.
Yeah,
I'm still learning as I go, but I just want to be able to work for them someday.
gotcha. So that's like your main goal is like to work for Disney?
Disney, Marvel, or Insomniac Games or Sony, even if it's not like in house like editing or
Hmm.
working for them, I would love to be an influential for them to have like since Wolverine's coming out, like I did some trailers for that, and I would love to like be able to play the game early or talk about the game or anything like that.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah.
just something I'm just trying to get more my foot in the door, because being a creator actually helps a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of other creators getting invited from PlayStation to either play a game or just visit their company and stuff. So like it's I feel like it's still like good ways to being a creator of talking about a game or movie or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think you bring up a good point. When for our viewers who may not have started a YouTube channel, that's something you need to think about is like, what is the purpose of your channel? If your goal, like end goal is to like be a YouTuber to make money from YouTube, doing maybe doing Marvel type content might not be the route to go. But if you're like Terry and you're passionate about it and you just want to improve your craft, your art, you know, you can do pretty much anything on YouTube. So I think that's a good point that you brought up.
Like making those connections too when you're doing that. But yeah, that's something that I'm still in continuing learning, that taking these risks sometimes can be good, and creating too. Like I think you shouldn't look at it as the money part, because then it's not going to work out. If you're humble and you're doing it and you're passionate about it, like you said, then it that's the best way to go, because the money gonna come later. But my main focus is just
Yeah,
working with them, pretty much.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you have the wrong intentions for creating content, then you're probably not going to get anywhere. But if you truly are passionate about it, then you'll eventually grow, and the money, like you said, will come. So, all right. Well, I've got just a couple more questions for you, Terry. I don't know how big your community is. I mean, I know you have over 100,000 subscribers. I mean, by community, like how tight knit it is. I don't know if you have any subscribers who have left you a really memorable comment or note or anything, either good or bad, that stands out. Do you have any stories to share in regards to like your community?
I know two of my guys that even a couple of them, I would say, always get like um two creators that I look at that's doing similar stuff that I'm doing or is the same, is Evan Falarka. I want to shout you out, and Johnny Blaze Game. I want to shout you out. I remember because Evan too. He's like the founder and creator of the Spidey Squad. So it's a group of
Mm.
people who's like really like would like to talk about Marvel or have these special skills that just make them talk about what any game. Like Spider-Man was like a big thing when it was coming out. They found my channel and made me the co-founder of it, and the Spidey Squad actually logos in the Spider-Man game for the PS4, PlayStation. If you collect all the backpacks,
Oh,
Uh,
that's awesome.
yeah, so Marvel had got recognized us and kind of like shouted us out, and, like, shout out to the Spike Squad and everything. And Evan too, like he's like talk about all these games, like when it comes to like Marvel, wherever that's related to Marvel, sometimes DC, but whatever he's passionate about, he'll talk about. And like that got him to like get access to games and meet so many people. Johnny Blaze Gaming too, like he's a cool guy as well. Like he do edits as like I do, and he got like over 181K subscribers, and he do just stuff, the similar stuff I do. So it's like one of the memorable comments I'll say, like, Evan kind of commented on my Make a Wish. I don't know why I said kind of, but he said, congratulations, Terry. This is awesome. It's so many comments that stuck with me. I remember too, like Johnny Blaze Gaming, like we were talking recently, like the stuff that we do if we do a collab or do an edit or something. He talked about like saying like I'm so proud of you could reach 100K. He believed in me reaching 100K. One of my other memorable comments, it was on Twitter when I posted the Make a Wish. Always Insomniac. Insomniac said, "Now it's you who inspires us. You made our day, Terry Lee Life. We are thrilled to host your Make a Wish day." My comment was like the post was best freaking day of my life. Thank you. And then I tagged all the people was there. Bill Roseman of
Mhm.
Marvel Games, when he said, "Hey Terry Lee Life, it was amazing to meet a fellow webhead who follows Spidey as much as we do. Keep on swinging." Another one was, oh, those was actually the only two.
That's
So
awesome.
those was like mostly my memorable comments. I would say too, one of the things that I never saw possible was back in 2023, and rest in peace, Tony Todd, which is an actor. I don't know if you know the horror movies of Candyman.
Mhm.
So Final Destination.
Mhm.
Okay, he's in one of couple of the Final Destination films. He's the black guy that always tell them like when they look for help, what to do and everything. He played Venom in Spider-Man 2, and he saw one
Oh,
of my
okay.
edits and he followed me back, and I was so thankful for that. So yeah, those is I could say a lot, but yeah, those are one of those coolest things. One of the best moral comments I would say. Or if somebody would say like, keep going with my health or everything. So yeah, those I want to say those are one of the best comments I have got.
That's awesome. It's so nice to have all of those supporting comments. Uh, I don't know, at least for me, then it shows me that I'm like, providing something valuable for other people when I get nice comments. And so that's awesome that you've gotten so many really great comments. So thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
I've got one more question for you. And this is kind of one that we ask all of our creators to really help our viewers, learn things before making mistakes. So, since you've been doing it for over a decade, has there been any mistakes you've made along your journey that you've learned from that you wish you knew maybe when you started?
So it was a couple. I remember one, kind of when COVID happened, I want to say, like, I wish I would have pursued YouTube more compare like than
Mm,
I did. Like I was still uploading on YouTube, but I was more in school too and focusing on that and stuff. But I wish around that time when COVID happened, I would have even more focused on my YouTube and stuff. And that's something I regret just because everybody was at home. And I wish I would have put more effort in doing my YouTube during that time. And I was in and out the hospital too, so that was out of my control as well. But
mhm,
I had like got really really scared that like since COVID happened, I wouldn't have been able to get in the industry. I was doubting myself just because like all this video game industries was like just different because it was all remote and everything, and I was just kind of like worried and thinking like I wish I had put more effort into my YouTube. But yeah, that was one of the things that I was kind of regretting. Like I wish I because I used to and I still contemplate sometimes, but I had contemplated like, do I focus on YouTube? Do I just do this and then kind of find myself in it, figure out how I can get myself in the industry type of thing?
mhm.
So I used to think like, being a creator sometimes wouldn't get you in the industry because as you grow up, growing up, like you in school and stuff, and teachers would tell you not to post this, you shouldn't post all this stuff or post at all or whatever, these certain
Yeah.
things. And it's like life has changed so much to the point that's okay to post because it can open a lot of doors. But that was something that was always in the back of my head of a voice saying like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't be posting none of that stuff. So that was something that I kind of, I want to say I regret. I really wish I would have pursued my YouTube more back then in 2020. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was something I kind of regret in my journey. And then I know it's been edits too, and I think we all mess up. It's been edits too that I wish I could go back to that. Gotten views. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have did this better or do something like this. Yeah, that was something I'd probably say. I just really pursue YouTube more and kind of like, yeah, talk about whatever game that was coming up, Marvel related or something that's kind of would have, just like see if it opened me just more doors. I felt like the YouTube thing was probably something I should have did more back then.
Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I think to add on to that, for any of our viewers who haven't started a YouTube channel who are maybe considering it, now is the best time to start and start pursuing YouTube. COVID was a special time because everyone was pretty much remote. But if you want to start a YouTube channel now, you can totally do it. Some people may think that it's like too oversaturated, but everyone is different. Everyone has a different personality, can make different types of content. And so I would say just do it. And even though, Terry, you had that regret of wishing you did it more, I think you still pursued it, just maybe not as much. And so you're still successful. So I wouldn't get too down on that. But thanks for sharing. I always like to hear what YouTubers kind of, wish they learned from their past. So yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So Terry, thanks for being on the show. For our viewers, your YouTube channel is the Talented Gamer HD, right?
Yes.
Okay. So make sure to check out his channel and subscribe. And yeah, thanks again, Terry, for being on the show.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was a really cool opportunity that you guys found me on LinkedIn and wanted to hear my story. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And to our viewers and listeners, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this to hear more about YouTubers. And if you need help making videos, check us out at creatorlux.com. And we'll see you in the next episode.